Everyone, and welcome to Courtland High School in Spotsylvania County for tonight's big Battlefield District rivalry game. There is no love lost between these two classic rivals as the James Monroe Yellow Jackets take on the Courtland Cougars.
I tell you what, we look forward to this game every year. It never has disappointed, even in the strong years. You know, it doesn't seem like it's ever been a bad matchup.
And I tell you, I think I just swallowed a gnat.
Oh my goodness! So I went quick.
I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn, bringing you tonight's game on channel 18 and 83, Verizon channel 41, and on the World Wide Web at www.regionalwebtv.com. Last Friday night, James Monroe got their third win of the season, defeating Spotsylvania by a score of 42-3. And Bob, it was questionable whether I would be here tonight because they had such great luck last Friday night without me.
We are so terrible about luck, aren't we? But no, we missed you, Herman. Glad to see you back.
Glad to be back, my friend. And the Knights came into last week's game with a 4-2 record and the number one seed in the Region 3B playoffs. Yellow Jackets served notice with their most complete performance of the season. The retooled JM offense, Bob, racked up nearly 400 yards of offense, including over 200 yards on the ground and 160 yards through the air. Zach Davis tossed 2 touchdown passes on the night, while the Yellow Jackets ran the ball from all angles against the Spotsylvania Knights. Defensively, James Monroe stood tall and limited the Spots single wing offense to 3 points. How did that happen?
Ask Kenton Griffin. I tell you what, he had those guys fired up.
So the win by the Yellow Jackets placed them in third place in the Region B playoff standings with 3 games to play. But more importantly, gives JM a boost of confidence against their playoff competition. And that's that doggone cannon out here at Courtland High School.
Yeah, I'm ducking. I'll be back up from under the counter in just a second.
And I tell you what, you certainly can't do that around a Vietnam veteran. I almost went under the counter with you, Bob.
Well, I don't have my piece with me, but we'd have done something.
I got my running shoes on. I'm good to go. You know, a little bit of history about the cannon. Coming into the stadium, I saw this guy sitting in the end zone. His name is Roger. I've never forgotten his name.
Okay.
Roger and I met about 32 years ago when he first started shooting that cannon. So we had a little bit of a reunion tonight, Roger and I, as we talked about old times. So Roger is still firing off that cannon. National anthem here at Courtland High School. All right, our national anthem here at Courtland High School. You know, we were talking about the Yellow Jackets, Bob, and their success. Well, the Yellow Jackets have played a tough schedule littered with playoff teams, so the early season schedule hopes to pay off in the long haul to the postseason for James Monroe. So tonight, the Jackets hope to pick up their second win in as many games and also their second consecutive win against Courtland. Last year, the Yellow Jackets bested the Cougars by the score of 34-7 on senior night. So, you know, not sad, Bob, but the big rivalry that we once had with Courtland, it's not really there.
Yeah, they've changed things so much that it's a shame that some rivalries are not there anymore. But at least we can call this the Battlefield District again and say Battlefield District things.
Kind of make believe.
Right, okay, yeah. All right.
So you got respective captains and co-captains going out to midfield for the traditional coin toss in this football game. But we were talking about, prior to coming on air, the big rivalries between James Monroe and Courtland. We're looking across the field at the stands. That would be the away stands. Not that many people from Fredericksburg making a trip over here to Courtland High School. And then looking at the home stands, there are a lot of empty seats on the home stands. So the rivalry, I think, is not what it used to be, but nonetheless, I guess the memories of the rivalry are still there.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see the overall record there. Just six wins apart.
Yeah.
But as Courtland has a 6-game advantage on the overall series, goes a long way back.
J.C. Hall and his Courtland Ball Club come into tonight's game on a 3-game winning streak, having defeated Chancellor, King George, and Fauquier last week for homecoming. Courtland beat up on the Fauquier Falcons 44-9. The wing T offense was clicking thanks to running backs Zen White and Cam Taylor. Quarterback Shaheem Lewis adds another run threat from his position of quarterback. He is a very deadly on bootlegs and rollouts and also has an accurate deep ball. So we got to watch this quarterback for this traditionally non-throwing football team.
Right.
You know, they don't usually throw the football that much from that wing T formation, but you got a quarterback back there that will throw the deep ball against this JM secondary. So we're only moments away from this opening kickoff here on the road at Courtland High School. Next Friday night, we'll be back at the friendly confines of Maury Stadium as Eastern View comes to town. And
the Cyclones are the Cyclones.
Not looking forward to that matchup next Friday night. But the Yellow Jackets, they have shown us, Bob, throughout the season that they are capable of putting together 4 quarters of football, and they're going to need 4 or 5 quarters next week against Eastern View. But their work is all cut out for them tonight here against this Courtland team that's won 3 games in a row. We've seen this before from a Courtland team who gets off to a slow start. Mid-season, they begin to put wins together. And before you know it, they're possibly in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, let's JM's going to receive the kickoff, and it would be a good sign if they ran it all.
Here we go. Glad to have you along tonight on Channel 1883 on the World Wide Web, regionalwebtv.com. Squib kick along the ground. And it's going to be picked up by a JM player. That's number 15, trying to bounce to the outside, and he's going to be pulled down near the 30-yard line. So for the Yellow Jackets, that was Chris Reeves-Williams on the return for James Monroe.
Yeah, the up man just kind of fumbled the ball a little bit, and Reeves-Williams, you put a ball in front of him, he'll grab it and usually take it for 6.
Yeah.
He had a good game last week.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
I was listening, Bob, in Petersburg at you guys. You did a great job.
Oh, mercy! Thank you, but we did miss you back there.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to be a run, and a nice run out across the 40 to about the 42. And probably enough for a JM first down.
That was a well run play there.
And a nice play, a gain of 10 yards on that opening run from the line of scrimmage. Charlie Fry Jr., the third, will be wearing number 52 tonight instead of the 42 that he normally wears. First and 10 yards to go. Man in motion to the far side of the field. Quarterback, nice handoff and a run out to about the 45. Forward progress will take him out to the 45-yard line. So a gain of 4 by Johnson on that run.
I tell you what, that was almost like a power run for him.
Yes.
So JM's running game's not looking too shabby already.
Yellow Jackets keeping the ball on the ground, Bob. Pick up a 4 on that first down carry, setting up a second and about 6 yards to go. Quarterback, again, handoff, bounces off a couple of tackles, and Johnson was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So third down and about 6 to go.
One of the best ways to tackle him is just like that was done right there.
Yes.
You got to get a hold of everything he's got because he uses everything on his runs.
So third down and about 6 yards to go for James Monroe. Zach Davis, the quarterback. You got 2 receivers split to the far side, 2 to the near. Davis sends a man in motion, gets the snap, fakes a handoff, rolls to his right, throws a pass over the head of the intended receiver who was wide open. That was
that Reeves Williams? Or
Chris Reeves Williams, Bob. 6'1", 175 senior, the intended receiver. So the Yellow Jacket with a punting down here. Well, they picked up 1 first down, but after that, Courtland shut the door on the Yellow Jackets offense.
Yep, and if the Jackets can stop them down deep and let the defense just get real honed in on, that would be a nice thing. Let's see how that.
10-13 to go in his opening quarter. Yellow Jacket with the 4th and 6th punter with a line drive punt. Fields it on the bounce. On a return, Wall set up to the near side, and he needs one more block, and he couldn't get it. Out across the 45 to about the 46 on a return. Excellent field position for the Courtland Cougars.
Yeah, he came around and found that blocking over there on the right side.
So the Yellow Jackets on defense with 9:58 to go in this opening quarter. Courtland, first time putting their hands on the football here. First and 10 for the Cougars at their 46-yard line. Wing T formation. Yellow Jackets, and a nice 3-yard run up the middle, out near midfield. Might spot it at the 50-yard line.
It wasn't a lot of deception on that play. It was just give and go.
Yeah. And the key for the Yellow Jackets defensively, you've got to stay home.
Yes. Yeah, there's people coming from every angle on that offense.
So that's going to set up a second down. Boy, it's hard to find that down marker on the far side. You can see the chain markers, but it's hard to find. If you follow the 50 all the way across, you can see it, but it's hard.
Wow.
Second down and 6 yards to go. Courtland keeping the ball on the ground into JM territory. Down inside the 45 to about the 43, and that will be a Courtland first down.
Yeah, Chris Coghill made the initial hit on that play, and number 72 came in and finishing him off.
So the Yellow Jackets giving up the first down to the Cougars at the James Monroe 43-yard line. 8:50 to go in this opening quarter. No score. We're getting a whistle. Officials timeout. Temporary stoppage of play. Now we set to go. First and 10. And the Cougars, that counter play did not fool the Yellow Jackets. Only a 2-yard gain down to the James Monroe 41-yard line. Boy, you got people going in all directions.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep. You got to be on your P's and Q's on defense. So easy to follow that traffic.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Griffin probably spent a lot of time saying, just watch where the football is, guys, and stay home.
2nd and 8 yards to go from the JM 41-yard line. Just about 8 minutes remaining, opening quarter. Cougars and a run into the secondary, bouncing to the outside, and chasing number 1, finally bringing the ball carrier down. Gilson was a tackler. See if we can pick up who the runner was on that play, but it was a huge hole on the far side of the field.
Was that number 5 for Courtland? Let's see.
And a big gain. Was that Jalen Gill, 5'10"?
Jalen Gill is the one I saw run off like he had done something really good. So yep. I think we'll go with
Gill
him.
Is a senior. Had a great run there, Bob.
Yeah, it was. He made a nice cutback.
So 1st and goal for Courtland at the James Monroe 5-yard line. Cougars going to be hit in the backfield. Great defensive job by the Yellow Jackets. Might have lost a yard on that running play.
How about that? The Jackets can stiffen up when they get down in the red zone.
And of all the years, Bob, we've been watching the Yellow Jackets and Cougars play, that's where the game is won, down in the trenches by the offensive and defensive lines. Yeah. Whoever wins that war will usually win the game.
Gotcha. Yep.
So no gain on that play, setting up a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. 7:13 to go, opening quarter, no score. Cougars again running play, and maybe a yard, but it's getting tough down inside. The Yellow Jackets defensively seem to match up well against this Courtland offense.
Looking at big number 79 for the Cougars. I tell you what,
he's a load, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a load.
We say a load and a half.
All right. Extra duty.
6'3", 372, a senior. So we're talking about 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Cougars all bunched in there on offense. And there's a run into the end zone. Wow. Touchdown.
How did he bust through there like that?
And there's that doggone cannon again.
Yeah. We're going to have to hear that, unfortunately.
Is that number 9?
That scored?
Ryan Lynch. Got to be sure who we give credit to.
Yeah.
But it was a 3-yard touchdown run. And Cougars set for the extra point here. 1 man short. He's late getting in there. Now they're all set for this PAT. Extra point attempt here by the Cougars. The kick is up. And it is good. Timeout on the field, 6:28 to go. In this rival game here at Courtland High School, it's the Cougars 8, Yellow Jackets nothing. Was that a 2-point conversion attempt? No, they just took the point off the board. I'm sorry.
Okay, so they're handing out 2-for-1s tonight.
6:28. Timeout on the field. Welcome back to Courtland High School. Cougars drawing first blood in this football game. They lead by the score of 7-0. Yellow Jackets had the ball 1 time, and it's going to be a short kick. The Yellow Jackets pick it up at the 20. to the right side, 25, 26-yard line. Good coverage by Courtland.
Yeah, I've seen them come down twice on the kickoff, and they seem to cover the field pretty well.
So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. I think you hit it right on the head, Bob, when we early part of our pregame was that the Yellow Jackets had to score first.
Yeah, they're a confidence team, and if they score first, you know, watch out.
So the Yellow Jackets playing from behind here, only down by 7. 6:21 to go in this opening quarter. Receiver split to the near side of the field. Now Zach Davis and getting these two guys, they were out of position there. Now they're all set. Davis gets a snap, fakes a handoff, swing pass, and a run up the far side out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Pick up of maybe 4 or 5 yards on that swing pass around the right side.
Yeah, that's A.J. Johnson, and last week on the opening play, he caught one juke to man, and it was all over.
I think I saw that, too.
Beautiful play.
Gain of 3 on that first down play for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 7 yards to go. 5:50 to go. Opening quarter, 7-0. Zach Davis, the senior, gets a handoff and a run, and they got close to the first down.
Wow, Conaway was bumping and grinding there.
Yes, he was.
Good job.
Out near that first down marker, and they're going to give the Yellow Jackets the first down. Nice run. Off tackle, nothing fancy, just straight ahead football.
Yeah, what's his name? Zach Davis is doing his fakes well.
Yes.
I think he...
See if the Yellow Jackets can't put together a drive here. Number 2, the receiver to the near side of the field for the Yellow Jackets. Davis from the pistol formation. Sends the man in motion. Now some confusion. And the Yellow Jackets will have to take a timeout here with 5:18. He wanted a guy to come in motion to the home side of the field.
Right.
But he wouldn't come over there. So Zach had to take a timeout. And the Yellow Jackets are taking a timeout, talking about that particular play that they wanted to run.
Yeah, they have 1st and 10, and they want to keep this drive going because they want to rather trade points. They rather score first, but they rather trade points than, you know, just let Courtland score and not answer.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets trying to put together a drive here. The Yellow Jackets coming off of a big win last week against Spotsylvania. And the Courtland Cougars have their win streak of their own, Bob. They won 3 in a row.
Yeah, they seem to have gotten it together there, but they had a rough opening as far as the teams they played too.
Yes.
So,
yeah, because at one point they were 0-3.
Yeah.
Here we go, Yellow Jackets. It's going to be a run around the left side, cuts it upfield. Nice juke move out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. That's a nice first down gain for James Monroe.
Yeah, Chris Reeves-Williams, he's an all-around guy. In fact, he scored one that wasn't a pass last week, and yes. I was surprised at how he can carry that football.
Nice target at 6'1", 175, a senior. We're talking about Chris Reeves-Williams. Gain of a couple of yards. That's going to be 2nd and 8 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball at that 40-yard line. Flag coming out. Might have been illegal procedure call against the Yellow Jackets. And it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to do is make critical penalties. But
and you know, Bob, you don't want to see the Yellow Jackets get off to a slow start, do you?
No, because they're a momentum, confidence style team.
So 7-0. Courtland, 4:34 to go. Boy, you're talking about state championships between these two squads. So 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 12. And it's going to be a pass. He's open. And he couldn't catch the football. Number 15, Chris Reeves-Williams.
Yeah, had it right over his shoulder.
And he couldn't pick it up, Bob.
Yeah,
he was open by about 5 steps. Could have been a touchdown. But Chris said, please throw it to me again.
Yeah, that play, he had, you're right, he had 3 or 4 steps on that guy.
So that falls incomplete, stopping the clock at 4:28 to go in this first quarter. 3rd down, 12 yards to go for James Monroe. I'd like to see a jet sweep or something here. Get one of those fast guys in open field.
Yeah, get him loose and let him burn it.
Got 3 receivers to the near side of the field. 3rd and 12 to go. Zach Davis from the pistol feels the pressure, and he's going to be sacked back inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Didn't have the time to go back, drop back, and set up, Bob, and some of that Courtland pressure caught up with him.
Yeah, Davis threw the first pass on first down, and when it was incomplete, then another pass has to follow, and this time the Cougars were coming.
3:58 to go, opening quarter, 7-0, Courtland. Yellow Jackets' second punt of tonight. Punter standing back inside his 20 at about the 17-yard line. Low snap, he had to scoop it up off the ground, line drive punt. And it takes a jam roll down inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. So Chris Cargill did not, he did a great job to pick that football up, Bob.
Yeah, that was a short hop. Is that what they call it in baseball?
Short hop.
Short hop. Yeah,
that's right. He short hopped it, picked it up, and got off a decent punt.
Yeah, the Jackets could use a defensive stand here, or maybe get a break, and that would help.
So you have picked up on the personality of this team, and you brought it to my attention that they have to score in order to score, correct?
Yeah, it's like
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a confidence thing, and it's surprising. Wow, the D got in for a loss of yards on that one.
Loss of about 3 yards on that run around the left side, back inside the 35 to about the 33.5-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets came up big defensively on that play. They can come up with a couple of big plays like that and shut down this running game.
Yeah.
That might give them the confidence to do something offensively.
I agree with you, Herman, because there have been some games where the D had to lead the way, and this might be one of them. 2nd
and 11, and that's going to be a run around the right side, and might have been a hamstring or something. He just pulled up and stopped running.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, number 3 on the carry. Might have been a hamstring injury of some type of. That's Cameron Taylor, 6-footer, 228 junior. I mean, because he could have put on the Jets and picked up more yards, but he just pulled up and stopped running.
Yeah, just kind of took it out of bounds, like, hey, I need to go to the pits.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 5.5 yards to go for Courtland. And he's on, it's a hamstring. You can see him holding it. It's on the left side. And he's sitting on the bench. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Yellow Jacket, here they come. And it's a run. It's a 1st down into the secondary, into JM territory, still on his feet. And a bunch of missed tackles by James Monroe down inside the 25 to about the 20-yard line. What a big play by Courtland.
Yeah, it's hard to say how fortunate that was, because one of your starters hurt, walks off the field, the next play, boom, big play.
Yes. Yellow Jackets, you can't afford to let up here with this Courtland offense. They have run this wing tee to perfection for years.
Years and years. Yep, they know it well.
2:20 to go, opening quarter. Courtland looking at more points here in this opening quarter. And that's going to be a handoff, a delay, and a tackle down inside by James Monroe out near the 16-yard line. So under 2 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. And most of this first quarter, Bob, has been controlled by Courtland.
Yeah, and they are making good use of the football. They might get stopped or lost, but it doesn't seem to destroy their confidence at all. They come right back and make a big play.
Number 15, Eddie Barrow, checking into the Courtland lineup. And that's going to be a run around the left side. Yellow Jackets defensed it well. And I thought the ball came out, but no indication from the officials.
They were trying to make a hit in there.
Yes.
I saw Chris Coghill and Charlie Fry on that play, and they did a good job of containing there.
So it's going to be third down and about 4 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars. Big down here defensively for the Yellow Jackets. They've got to dig in and deny Courtland. Quarterback with the football, cuts it inside into the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow. They were talking about the quarterback and how he could get around.
That's going to be about a 14-yard touchdown run. 15-yard touchdown run. I'm sorry, Bob. And that's going to be, was that Donovan Gill, number 4?
Whoever the quarterback is, I'm pretty sure that we should. Let's see.
Extra point attempt here by the Cougars. The snap to hold. The kick, it's up, and it is good. So timeout on the field. 46 seconds to go in this opening quarter. It's Courtland 14, James Monroe nothing. We'll be back after this.
Who scored the Cougar touchdown? Who scored the Cougar touchdown? Quarterback. Thanks.
Shaheem Lewis.
Okay, so Lewis did it. Yeah, they were talking about that in the paper about how he was mobile too, and we get to see that. Wow.
Welcome back to Courtland High School. 46 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. 14-0 Cougars. And the Cougars set the kickoff to James Monroe. Yellow Jackets seem to be in shock, Bob.
They do. They just need a break to get them rolling.
Williams on a return for the Yellow Jackets around the right side in front of the JM bench, out across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets have decent field position here with 38 seconds to go in this opening quarter. They need points.
Yeah, they do, and unfortunately, they're going to be tempted, I think, to throw the ball downfield a lot and not work it down the field, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that play to Reeves Williams again.
Here we go. First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their own 45-yard line. You got trips to the near side of the field. Zach Davis, the quarterback, sends Johnson in motion to the far side. Davis kind of pushing it, and a reception in the middle. Nice catch by number 2 for the James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Tyrus Gilson, 5'11", 175 senior, coming up with the big catch and run.
Yeah, I like the thumbs together catch he made. That was a nice
it was
catch.
That was kind of a shot put throw by the quarterback, Zach.
A hammer throw.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Man in motion. Zach hands it off to Johnson. He was hit right in the hole. No gain on that first down play, setting up a second down. With 8 seconds to go here in this opening quarter here at Courtland High School. That's going to do it for quarter number 1 here on the road. In the 1 quarter play, our score is Courtland 14, James Monroe nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Courtland High School as we begin the second quarter play. Things beginning to look up just a little bit, Bob, for our James Monroe Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think they're finding out some places they can go, and that's a good thing. It doesn't look like up the middle is we're going to have too much success. Every now and then, maybe, but...
Well, they've missed a couple of open receivers.
Yeah.
So they can throw against this Courtland defense.
I think so.
Here we go, first and 10. And that Zach across the middle had a man wide open on a slant pattern and just unable to connect. That's Monroe Barnum, the intended receiver, Bob. He had him, but Zach a little bit off target.
Yeah, he throws a rifle, and it's either right on the money or, it's not like you're going to run under it or anything.
But we have found out that they can throw against this Courtland defense. And Zach is just going to have to settle down a little bit.
Right.
And start hitting some of these open targets. Here we go. It's third down at 10 yards to go. Zach Davis from the pistol formation gets the snap, looking to his left. And now they're going to stop the play, blow it dead. And let's see if that's a penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Going to be an illegal motion penalty against James Monroe. So the Yellow Jackets making mistakes here, too.
Yeah, it don't need that, because what that does is it makes the fact that you have to throw the ball a little more obvious, and that's not a good thing.
Yes. So the penalty against the Yellow Jackets just getting underway here in this second quarter. 11:54 to go. Yellow Jackets penalized 5 yards. It's going to be third down. 15 yards to go for James Monroe at the Courtland 32.5-yard line. I'd run the same play, Bob. Throw the ball.
Yeah. Of course, it's very obvious, and you can be sure the Courtland defense will be coming.
Here we go. Zach Davis rolling to his left. Difficult pass to throw it against his body. It's out of bounds. Took the receiver out of bounds. Tough pass for a young quarterback.
Yeah, especially a right-hander.
Yes. Right-handed, running to his left. And number one, to be accurate, you have to plant to throw the football. And he was kind of in the air when he let that ball go.
Yeah, I don't think the receiver was that wide open either. So, that might have been better for him to just put his nose down and try to get some yardage over on the sidelines.
So the pass was out of bounds, stopping the clock with 11:46 to go. It's fourth down. And about 15 yards to go. Punter, that's number 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Chris Cargill, the punter, standing at his Courtland's 45-yard line. Kind of going to pooch this thing, I would think.
Yeah, he has to.
Gets off a good high punt into the end zone touchback.
Okay. That was not a pooch.
No.
Okay.
That was, a long ways from being a pooch. We're here at Courtland High School. Boy, have we seen some games out here between the Yellow Jackets and the Courtland Cougars. But way back in the day in radio, we actually broadcast all of the Courtland High School playoff games.
Oh, remember those days? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those days. Yep.
So we've seen a lot of football out here. 11:39 to go in this second quarter. Cougars with the football, 1st and 10 at that 20-yard line. And a flag coming out, may be motion penalty, illegal procedure call against Courtland.
That's their first penalty tonight.
It is.
Yep.
You have to keep note of that.
Okay, guys.
I mean, we just do that because some places you go, you get a little home cooking. And we don't like home cooking, do we?
No,
Not unless we're at home.
Oh. Well, let's don't keep telling the truth.
I know. We were only kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
1st and 15 for the Cougars. And that's going to be nice trip up. Whoever got that penetration was trailing on that play. Came up with a shoestring tackle against the quarterback and dropped him right at the 20-yard line. So a gain of about 4 yards, setting up a second down and 10 yards to go for the Cougars. 11:13 to go here in this first half of football. Bob, we're going to talk about 3B. 3B has to do with the region that the Yellow Jackets are in. Classification. We're not looking bad.
You know what? We'll take what we can get this year and see if we can't.
Gain of 3 yards by the Cougars out to the 23-yard line. You know, we'll do a little tease now. Okay. You know, about hang around for our halftime talk about the Yellow Jackets playoff chances, and they're pretty good, and Bob's going to tell you all about it.
Yep, I'm excited about it because, I mean, next week they got a very tough game, and if they don't do well this time, and they still make the playoffs, hey, nice.
3rd down and 8 yards to go, and it's a pass. The man is wide open.
That's not going to help.
No, the Yellow Jackets were asleep in the secondary. Look at the speed, Bob. Into the end zone, touchdown. That's going to be $60, $70, about a 77-yard touchdown pass play.
Number 5.
Well, gentlemen, you guys had such great luck last Friday night. I'm going to the truck here in a little while and let Bob and Jim finish out the game.
No, don't put that on yourself, because that's all the players. They just scored first and
extra point attempt. I'm sorry, Bob.
No problem.
Extra point attempt here by the Courtland Cougars, trying to extend that lead. The kick, it is up, and it is perfect. Timeout on the field, 10:02 to go here in this second quarter. Our score, Courtland 21, James Monroe nothing. Back after this. Welcome back to Courtland High School. Cougars have put up more points here, 21 points thus far in this first half. 10:02 to go. And Bob, we might as well talk about where we Battlefield District standings. Eastern View at 8-0. Spotsylvania 4-3, Courtland 3-4, James Monroe 3-4, King George 2-5, Caroline 2-5, and Chancellor bringing up the rear at 1-6. Short kick by the Courtland Cougars, and a flag coming up. Might have been offsides against the Cougars.
You know, the Cougars have kicked off 3 times, and well, actually 4 times.
Yes.
And haven't kicked it deep yet.
No.
They must know something back
Short
deep.
Short kicks.
Yeah.
Good field position for the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets have not taken advantage of that, so it has not hurt Courtland to kick the ball short.
What do you suppose they're okay? Are they trying to keep it away from the deep net, or are they hoping a fumble will occur, shorter in? I don't know this.
Not to give you a smart answer.
Okay.
But I don't think the kicker can kick.
Okay. No, but that's a good practical answer. Okay.
See the kick. Now he kicks it away, but it's short.
Yeah.
End over end, taking that to 35, 40. Around the left side, out across midfield.
Came out.
Still on its feet, running up the sideline. And finally tackled on the far side of the field. Not until he advanced the ball down to Courtland's 24-yard line. What
Nice
a return.
Run. Yeah, I tell you what, he came out of a pack, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So maybe this is the spark they need, Bob.
Yeah, they need to get down, get on the board, and then come up with the D stand.
Yes.
And
plenty of time left here in this first half. They trail by 21 points, but the Yellow Jackets offense, when it gets clicking, they can score quickly. 9:49 to go. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jacket. Zach Davis, the quarterback, sends a man in motion to the near side of the field. Drops back, 3-step, pumps, and over the intended receiver. Boy, he had a deep receiver that was wide open.
Yeah, and he actually took it on the, picked it up on the ground, and I thought, get it a little higher. But
yeah, there was Zion Austin, the intended receiver. Well, he had 2 receivers there.
Yeah.
Kind of threw it in between the 2 receivers. So I still say, Dr. Blackburn, they can score and pass the ball against this Courtland defense.
Yeah, they just need Zach to get his confidence. He'll be fine.
2nd and 10, facing the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers to the near side. Zach crossing pattern with the reception down near the 10-yard line. 13-yard pickup on that crossing pattern.
Good job
and a great catch. Good throw by Zach too.
Yep. Brandon Woolridge was the receiver.
I like Woolridge. I like his size.
Yeah, he's fast.
Yes. 9:38 to go. The Yellow Jackets threatening here. Ball at about the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal, they say. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. That's going to be Johnson weaving his way through down near the 5-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and goal from the Courtland 5.
Tell you what, that little juke step saved him from getting nailed in the backfield. Yep. Good job.
So 9:20 and counting down. The Yellow Jackets need to come away with points here. They trail 21-0. Number 23 for the Yellow Jackets bringing in a play. That was Conaway. He's back out. Got a receiver to the near side of the field, 2 to the far side. Man in motion, and he gets the ball, and they run around the left side and hit hard on the far side, short of getting into the end zone. Thought I saw a flag, but no flag on the play.
Yeah, so somebody made a late burst in there.
Yes.
I thought maybe the ball carrier had escaped and gotten in the end zone.
So let's see where they're going to spot the ball at, about the 7-yard line. Well, you got officials in a sidebar out there talking about
what's
something.
Up with that?
Looked like a bad hit over there by Courtland. Got to wait what the...
Looks like they're trying to walk our way.
illegal procedure against the Yellow Jack. Boy, they ain't let that play go for a long time.
Yeah, they did. I mean, the illegal procedure usually is blown, blown right away.
Wow. So you had 2 penalties against the Yellow Jackets. Is that what we had?
I'm thinking it's 3. I think they've had, 2 other procedure penalties. Yeah.
So that's going to push the ball back out to about the 19-yard line. So it's 2nd and goal from the 19-yard line. Zach pumps, looking, has a man wide open. It's going to be nearly picked off. That pass was intended for number 24, Bob. That was A.J. Johnson.
He had a receiver in the right flats too. I don't know. He probably didn't see him, but anyway.
Kind of laid that ball up there, and a defender stepped in there and nearly picked it off. So incomplete pass, stopping the clock, 8:48 to go. 3rd down and goal from the 19-yard line. You got 2 receivers. Go to one of these tall, big receivers here. Zach gets the snap. He's looking, steps up, and he's going to be sacked. Back at the 25-yard line. So what do you do here? You want points.
Yeah.
It's 4th down. Will they go for the field goal?
I don't know. If it wasn't Courtland, I'd say go for the field goal, get some points on the board. It does look like it will be an attempt, yes.
It's going to be about a 42-yard field goal attempt here. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good. Well, it's close to a country mile in high school football.
From the left hash mark, Hernandez snapped the hold. The kick by Hernandez. It is up, and it is good.
Nice
he could have kicked that from 10 yards deeper.
He did have a foot on it, didn't he?
42-yard field goal attempt by Hernandez. And the Yellow Jackets get on the board here. Timeout with 7:49 to go here in this first half. A score, it's Courtland 21, JM 7. Welcome back to Courtland High School. The Yellow Jackets are on the board.
Yeah. What did they do? They just need to put the ball in for a touchdown here pretty soon. And
Bob, we have had kickers and running backs as long as they've had JM football.
Exactly.
I mean, we can go back to kickers. You're talking about Jay Hicks. You're talking about Maniscalco. Up the middle. Look at this return. Out across the 30. Boy, he almost got that seam in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, last week the special teams for JM were outstanding, and I don't know tonight whether it's the the talent of the ball carriers for Courtland or what, but we're allowing them to get a lot of yardage on
Yes. I was talking about those big kickers for the James Monroe, David Ditt.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Miguel Hernandez, Mike can add this guy's name to that list of great kickers.
Yeah, if we don't have one coming, we'll go somewhere where they play a lot of soccer and get one.
That's right. 1st and 10 for the Courtland Cougars. Nice hole. I can see the hole from up here. And a nice pull down from behind. You don't want to make great tackles from behind.
No, you don't. But if you do, you want to make sure
you bring them down.
Exactly.
That was Aiden Ryan. 5'11", 155 freshman. To stop for the Yellow Jackets. Now, if they're going to get back into the football game, Bob, I mean, Hernandez has got the scoring started for him. Yellow Jackets have got to play some defense here now.
Yeah, they need to stop him. I don't know that they forced Courtland to punt yet, have they?
No. And that's a quick hitter in the middle. The Yellow Jackets defense did well. Let's see some of the players getting up off the pile there. Conaway is one guy. Number 52 for the Yellow Jackets. Charlie Friday third.
Yeah, that's confusing, but at least they gave us the word, number 52. Isn't that usually Will Dyer's number?
I think so, because Charlie normally wears 44.
44, yeah.
He used to wear number 44 back in the day. Ernie Davis.
Ernie Davis.
Timeout on the field. I'm sorry, Bob.
We'll take Ernie Davis.
Let's keep it right here. Let's chat a minute. 6:36 to go. Timeout on the field. The Yellow Jackets seem to play in spurts, and the Yellow Jackets just can't seem to stop Courtland. And a couple of times they were down there but couldn't score.
Yeah, it's, again, I hate to keep using the C word, but if they get their confidence, I think we'll see them score a lot more points. And the defense pretty much plays the same way. They've made some great stops, but they haven't made consistent. They've allowed long runs by Courtland.
So if you're Coach Survey, what are you telling his players over there about?
Just come on, guys. Maybe get in their backfield, get some plays that make them look bad, and give us some more confidence, whatever, and hold on, because maybe the tide will turn.
Second down and 8 yards to go for Courtland.
And look at that blocker.
My goodness. As they say, that hole was big enough to drive a truck through it. Eating up the JM defensive line on the right side. First down as they move the chain on the far side. Go ahead, Bob.
See that runner follow his blocker.
And the reason why we're not giving a lot of Courtland names is it's very difficult to see the numbers on these jerseys. I mean, they are gray jerseys, look like blue numbers trimmed in white, and it's hard to pick up. We're sorry. We'll apologize. And they run the same play again, and the Yellow Jackets defensed it better that time. But they can't allow Courtland just move the ball up and down the field.
No, it's disheartening, I think, but maybe Courtland will pick up and throw, and maybe we can just pick something off.
Well, does Spotsylvania run a single wing or wing T?
It's good. That's a good question, because
they did well in stopping it, didn't it? Monroe.
They did, and
I think it might have been a single wing.
You might be right. I should have known. I was thinking, well, this must be a pistol, but it's hard for me to say, and I know it's kind of showing my ignorance, but
but single wing, sometimes they'll turn a man facing it.
Oh, now they did do that. I think you're absolutely right on that.
So we're getting a stoppage of play out there. Don't know what that's all about. I think Courtland took a timeout, Bob.
They were.
So it's 1st and 5 for Courtland at the JM 17-yard line. Quarterback under center, wing T formation, turns, hands it off, and a Yellow Jacket, Conaway, hanging on for his dear life. He wrapped him up, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Good play by Conaway.
Yeah, he's built kind of stocky.
Yeah. Gained a couple of yards on that running play. That's going to set up, I thought it was going to be his second down. I thought it was 3rd and 5, but it's 2nd and about 3 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars. Next Friday night, we're back at Maury Stadium. 2 more home games. Can you believe this season is almost over?
It's amazing to me. It really is.
2nd and 3. And the Yellow Jackets came up big. Number 72 in on stop for the Yellow Jackets. That's Tyrone Greenhow, 6'3", 254, senior. Ran into Greenhow, Bobby. Ran into a brick wall.
Yeah, that Greenhow has been stepping up lately, I tell you what.
And number 54, that's Kerry Young, 6-footer, 289, senior. Wonderful family, mom and dad. She teaches at James Monroe.
Oh.
And a girls basketball coach.
How about that? Okay,
yes.
I'm glad you know all these things. I've kind of lost touch with you.
And I'll tell you something else, Bob. She was a former great basketball player, and I think she could dunk.
Okay, she really. Get up there and grab that rim anyway.
Timeout on the field. I think Courtland taking a timeout here with 4:10 to go in this first half. Our score, it's Courtland 21, James Monroe 3, and the Cougars are knocking at the door. Welcome back to Courtland High School. Don't know who took that timeout. I'm thinking Courtland might have taken it, Bob.
Yeah, it was kind of a strange setup there because I guess what they wanted to do. I would say this would be a good spot for them to throw, but I don't want to.
3rd and 3 facing the Courtland Cougars, and they run it, and they've got to first down inside the 10-yard line to about the 8-yard line. That's going to be 1st and goal for the Courtland Cougars. Ball inside the James Monroe 10-yard line.
That was just a power drive. These guys, these Courtland guys, are really throwing the blocks up front.
So 3:59 to go in this first half. Courtland Cougars knocking at the door again. They lead 21-3. So it's 1st and goal for Courtland at the James Monroe 8.5-yard line. All bunched in there in the middle. Handoff, run around the right side. Yellow Jackets defense that well. They can't run right against the Yellow Jackets, but they can run left.
It's a strange thing.
Yes.
Something about their blocking on that left side is pretty good.
Or Jam's defense might get caught up in all that movement. So 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Cougars coming in with a new play here. Wing T formation. And a fumble on the play. And they were looking to run left, I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right. They were going left.
Yep, and they missed the handoff.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic there, but welcome.
Yeah, we'll take it. 2:52 and counting down here in this first half. I'm Herman Kay alongside my good friend Bob Blackburn, bringing you this rival game between the Courtland Cougars and your James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Don't want to forget my man Jim Chandler, bringing you all of the great shots tonight. So 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line, and they run left, and there it is again.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Untouched into the end zone. What was the number of that guy, Bob?
I'm trying to get him again. I did not catch it. How many yards though was it?
I'm thinking 11 yards.
Oh, okay.
And let's see who this guy was. 11-yard touchdown run. What number 1 was it? DJ Jones. Extra point attempt here by the Courtland Cougars. The snap to hold. The kick is up and off to the right side. It is no good. Thank you. Timeout on the field. 2:20 to go in this first half for this big rival game here at Courtland High School. Cougars 27, Yellow Jackets 3. We'll be back right after this timeout. Welcome back to Courtland High School. The Yellow Jackets, boy, they better hang on here, Bob. 2:20 to go in this first half. They need to get at least 1 touchdown before time runs out in this first half.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, Courtland scored on every possession. That's not a good thing.
I guess if you've been a fan of the Courtland Cougars for over 20 years, Bob, you could apply for PTSD out here, I guess. I mean, from this cannon. Here we go. There's your kick on a return for the Yellow Jackets around the left side. Number 3 on the return for James Monroe. And that's Amara Barnum on the carry. So the Yellow Jackets got 2:13 to put some points on the board. They've had over a quarter and a half and haven't found a way yet.
Now, they've had surprising success sometimes with busting a run open, but then they've missed some passes and can't do that.
And you know what, Bob? No one has ever said they can't score, because we've seen this team score in big ways.
Right. They're going to get him.
They're going to sack Zach. Zach doesn't have the time to go deep downfield, so they're going to have to kind of dink and dunk a little bit with the football.
Yeah, Courtland has a heck of a pass rush, and you know that's bound to get to a quarterback, particularly when he's in a situation where he pretty much has to throw, to get some quick scores.
So 1:43 and counting down here in this second quarter. Yellow Jackets have been shut out with touchdowns in this first half. 50, making a 42-yard field goal attempt that was converted by Hernandez. Yellow Jackets on a sweep, cuts it up. Boy, he had 1 block away from springing that for a long run.
Yeah, that had potential there.
Yes. Gain of some yardage back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 9 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball at their 36-yard line.
Oh.
You got to hurry up and set up.
Come on, guys.
Here we go. Zach looking, and he's going to run it. And he's going to be right at that 45-yard line. If so, that's going to be a first down. 46 seconds to go. Yellow Jackets, no indication about the first down.
Guys, when you see a quarterback scramble like that right up the middle, it's kind of unusual.
Well, it's not going to count, Bob. It was a holding call against the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, yeah. When it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
So that will wipe out that first down run by Zach Davis. It's going to force the Yellow Jackets to a fourth down situation and a punting down. That's going to push the ball back to about the 33-yard line.
Wow. This one, they seem like they're getting up a little steam there.
Yep. And probably, I don't know how they can mentally not get prepared for big games like this. I mean, it was the same way with the King George game for homecoming.
Yeah.
Why they can't get fired up against these rival teams?
Confidence. You know, you think after last week, okay, we can handle this. You know. And
then looking at what's at stake, you know, with the playoffs coming up. So, and the way it looks, Easton View, Zach with the reception, and was that fourth down? No, that was third down.
Yeah, third. Now they're going to have to punt.
35 seconds to go, and they're going to go for it here. Zach's going to throw it, and a nice catch with the reception.
And the first down.
Yeah, they needed 10 yards. He got 11. Stepped out of bounds, stopped the clock, 27 seconds to go.
I like to see Zach completing those passes because that'll help.
Help his confidence in these third and fourth quarters.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen him come back in some games and play much better football in the third and fourth quarters. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jacket. Clock, big factor here. Zach, and it's going to be, is it picked off? Yep. Cougars pick the pass off at their 49-yard line. Ball was a little late getting there. And I guess that defender back there, Bob, his eyes got as big as saucers when he saw that ball come out late. And he stepped right in there and picked it off.
Yeah, that's not a good break because we'll see if Courtland's going to sit or or throw.
1st and 10 for the Cougars, and they keep it on the ground. Number 1 with the run around the right side. DJ Jones on the carry. Jones, a 6-footer, 197-pound junior.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of juniors on this Courtland team.
Yes. And got Raymond the seniors too here, buddy.
I know their whole backfield is probably coming back, but
Cougars taking a timeout here with 4:40. Is that 40 seconds? Yes.
Yep, 40 seconds.
Left in this first half of football. It's been all Cougars so far. Yellow Jackets did not pick up where they left off last week against Spotsylvania. I guess it looks like two different teams you're looking at in the ball.
Yeah, it really is. And JM got the kickoff to start, and they're so, confidence oriented. If they had driven down the field, I don't think this game would be as far away as it is now. They needed to make that opening drive count.
Cougars will not get a playoff here. Cougars letting the time run out here to end this first half, and the Yellow Jackets are saying, Bob, let this misery end for us, as they go into halftime trailing by the score of 27-3. So we'll be back with some important information about the playoffs, and Bob will recap everything that happened in the first half tonight. 27-3, Courtland. Back after this. Welcome back to Courtland High School. It's halftime, 27-3. If you're just tuning in, yes, it's Courtland out in front. Yellow Jackets showed pretty much zero offense in the first half of tonight's football game. And the defense, well, they've not been much better, allowing 27 points in the first half. And Bob, it's just not the Yellow Jackets' night thus far.
Yeah, and where they needed a big drive to open up, they couldn't come through with that, and I don't know why that makes a difference, but with a confidence team. But Courtland Cougars didn't waste any time. They 4 out of 5 possessions they have driven down the field for a touchdown, and the 5th possession, of course, the clock ran out. So it's been a rough night, and I'm hoping at halftime there the Jackets will, discover their pride and say this can't keep up like this.
You know what amazes me about the Yellow Jackets and how they play is there are some teams when you can be overconfident in playing and not play well. There are teams where you should be up for, particularly rival teams in games. King George game, this game tonight.
Right.
It amazes me how these players can't get up mentally to play in games like this. And that's part of the mystery that we were talking about at the beginning of the season. Where is the identity of this team? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're 2 games away from the end of the season. I don't think we could put our finger on an identity of this team yet.
Yeah, when I came in, I asked Coach Griffin, what do you think? And he's saying, the answer was pretty much, I can't tell how this bunch is reacting. And if he said that, I'm thinking they need to get off with the bus with blood in their eyes.
And all due respect to all I hear from the coaches and people that know the players on this team, they say they're probably the best group of kids they've had in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. But you need a couple of fights in practice. Nobody ever said that football was a real fun, nice game. Right. You have to sometimes be physical in this game, and they can do that. We've seen them do that at times, but it's just a mystery why they just can't get over the hump and beat some of the teams we think they should beat. So here's Bob Blackburn with the recap of the scoring, and it's pretty much basically all Courtland.
Yep, Courtland didn't waste any time in the first quarter. At 6:26 of the first quarter, they had a 4-yard TD run by Lynch. The point after was good. They took a 7-0 lead. They came back with 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Scored on a 15-yard TD run by Lewis. Point after was good. Made it 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Courtland came right back at the beginning of the second quarter at 10:02 with a 77-yard TD pass from Lynch to Gill, and the point after was good there. Made it 21-0. JM's head was spinning, but they managed to get a drive going. At 7:49, it stalled, and they had to go for the 42-yard field goal by Hernandez, and he split the uprights, and nice job there, 21-3. And then the final score came when Courtland scored at 2:20 with an 11-yard TD run by White. Point after there was no good, and that made the score 27-3, and that's the score here at halftime at Courtland High School.
Thank you, Dr. Blackburn. And only highlight for the Yellow Jackets in the first half tonight was a 42-yard field goal by Miguel Hernandez, who could have kicked it from 50 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how much foot he had into that football, and it was right down the middle. So
beautiful.
What a nice weapon to have when you have a kicker that can kick them anywhere from the 40-yard line on in.
Right. So in the second half, if things just turn around like unbelievably, maybe that'll be a factor.
That might be a factor. It could come down to the toe of Hernandez in the second half. You know, Bob, we were talking about earlier, you know, when we were teasing our listeners about hanging around for a halftime show. You know, you call that selling the sizzle and not the steak. So, Thomas Jefferson, we're talking about 3B, and it's all new to us. Last year was something else. This year is 3B.
Right.
We have no clue other than that that's the group we are concerned with, because that's where James Monroe is located. So under them, it's Spotsylvania, then James Monroe holding down the third spot. Culpeper, Warren County, Armstrong, Skyline, Brentsville. What's that line mean? Those are the teams that can make the playoff, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 teams can make the playoffs. And the teams that are struggling now to get into the playoffs would be Manassas Park, John Marshall of Richmond, William Monroe, and George Wythe High School of Wythefield, Virginia. So a little bit different configuration this year than last year, but the Yellow Jackets seem to be right in the middle of things.
Yeah, you know, and if I were the coaches, and it's kind of looking a little dim here, just keep saying to them, "Come on, guys, there's something here to play for. Come on."
And guess what, Bob? If things continued the way they are, the Yellow Jackets would have a home field advantage.
Wow!
In one of the playoff games. You know, so if they can win. If they could win tonight and against Caroline, the last game of the season, that would put them in a position where they could possibly have a playoff game in the first round of the playoffs at Martin Stadium.
Wow.
So,
okay. Yeah.
I mean, that certainly should be enough for us to play hard enough to at least get a first playoff game at home.
Yeah, and you know, to make the playoffs, even though they had some ups and downs, it would be worth it. It really would be.
And we don't know how far this team can go, because they have shown us spurts of playing very good football.
Yeah, that's what's so agonizing is to see them 1 week just totally dominate a team and then come back and not be able to show us that potential, show us that.
Friday night games, it's North Stafford hosting Brook Point, Massaponax at Stafford, Caroline at Chancellor, Spotsylvania at King George, Riverbend hosting Mountain View, Essex at Lancaster, Washington and Lee at Rappahannock, Orange playing host to the Louisa Lions, Western Albemarle at Charlottesville, and of course it's the Courtland Cougars hosting the Yellow Jackets here at home. And they lead 27-3. And about any other comments before we begin the third quarter?
Well, I think the key to seeing whether the Jackets are going to make a stand here is that opening kickoff goes to Courtland, and they get a stop
defense.
on D. Yeah.
So that's going to do it for us here at halftime. Keep it right here, and we'll be back with the third quarter kickoff coming up next. Welcome back to Courtland High School as we get set to start the second half of play between the Cougars and the Yellow Jackets, and kind of Caribbean sound to that last bit of music, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll.
Bob, what's your favorite song of all time?
Gosh, I like that. I like the Boston and. Steely Dan.
Hey 19?
I love Hey 19. Laura plays them upstairs all the time, you know. But how about yours?
I'll tell you one you really like. Junior Walker and All Stars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What does it take to win your love?
Oh, how many times did I ask you to play that back in the day? Well,
I'm kind of Temptations guy.
Yeah.
My Girl.
You love the
stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. That was beautiful music, and you know.
And hey, Temps, we didn't go to see them. They were out at Central Park.
Yeah. And how many original members are still with them?
In the Temptations, I know there's one left. And
okay.
So the Yellow Jackets kicking off to the Courtland Cougars at the 10, 15, 20, 25.
Nice tackle.
And a good hit, and he spun forward out to the 30-yard line. So the Cougars will have it first and 10. And Bob, what we were talking about at the half, the key for the Yellow Jackets' success here in the second half, they've got to stop Courtland on this initial drive.
Yeah, and in the first half, Courtland just pretty much marched it down the field each time they had a possession. And if they stop them here, that might be a little bit of a turning point.
Well, we're always talking about how great the program is at James Monroe High School, producing great players. But we should not overlook the coaching staff and how these guys can motivate these players to come back and get back into this football game.
Yes.
Courtland, the run up the middle, pick up maybe 2-3 yards on that run right up the center.
Yeah, come on, guys. Just drop them in the backfield.
Yeah.
Make them make some mistakes.
Pick up 2 yards on that run. And that's going to set up a third down, make it second down, and about 8 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars. Ball resting at their 33-yard line. Cougars on a 3-game win streak. Yellow Jackets coming off of a big win last week on the road at Spotsylvania. Second and about 8 yards to go. A run around the left side. First down and more into JM territory. Flag coming out.
Let's hope that's not a sign of frustration on the Jackets.
That referee threw that flag about 25 yards.
Strong arm ref.
Yeah. Strong arm robbery.
Right.
Strong arm ref. So let's see what that's all about. Huge gain by Courtland.
Looks like we got a spot of the action here. Let's see what.
So a discussion, and the referee will show us now.
And walking that one back.
So is that a hold against?
Yeah. Oh,
what you got?
Offsetting.
Yes. Well, I feel so good. It was a big mosquito, and I thought I had him. It's pretty slick, Bob. Got him.
Hey, nice job. That's one more we won't have to worry about for the second half, huh?
Guess what? No, I didn't. Got it.
Pesky little rascals. Wow, so they get that first down, and Jackets going to.
So it's offsetting penalties, and they still sorting out things out there. They're going to bring the ball back. It's going to hurt Courtland.
Yeah, so they replay it, right?
So that run, I would think so, Bob. That run put the ball into JM territory. Now they're going to push it back to the Courtland 30, maybe back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I don't get what the confusion was, because they looked like they were going to let Courtland have the game that they made on the play.
So it was offsetting penalties. Might have been personal foul. Yeah. Personal foul calls against both teams, and they're going to make them replay the down. It's going to be second down and about 7 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars. Just getting underway here in this third quarter, 10:56 to go. 27-3, Courtland, second down and 8 yards to go. Ball at that 34-yard line. Cougars with another rush out near the 40 to about the 38-yard line. So it's going to be third and short. 3rd and 2, Dr. Blackburn.
Yeah, and if the Jackets can stop them on this third down play, we might see the Cougars punt. That would be an interesting thing.
Yes. Third and a yard and a half to go for Courtland. Ball at their 38-yard line. 10:20 to go here in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets. Courtland and the Yellow Jackets.
Got him, I think.
Well, he getting bored. Look at the spot they're going to give him. I mean, they were short of picking up that first down. And if they get a left foot spot, that referee put the ball right on the line and he never got there.
And they move. You got to be kidding me. So they're moving the.
So they're going to give them the first down, and they were honestly short of picking up the first down.
Okay.
It was a spot.
Yeah, that was a shame because the Jackets did rise up there.
And they held them from getting to the 40-yard line, and the referee spotted it right at the 40. 1st and 10 for the Courtland Cougars, a run. And the Yellow Jackets out across the 45. Now, I'm not complaining, but he hit at the 44 and rolled forward, and they're going to spot it at the 46.
Well, there's got to be some advantages playing at home, huh?
Yep. So, yes, I am getting picky. 9:32 and counting down here in this third quarter. Courtland with the football, 2nd and 5 yards to go at the JM 40. Courtland 44-yard line.
Ooh, nice play.
Defensive play. Number 21 for the Yellow Jackets. Penetrating, getting in, Shea Sproul.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Sproul, because
5'8", 161 senior in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Big play by Shea.
I don't know why 21 and 23 look alike, because they don't look anything alike. And I just call all that out. But a nice play by Sproul.
So they've got the second down marker at the Courtland 45-yard line. They spotted the ball back at the 39. So the penalty against Courtland was declined, and the Yellow Jackets taking a play.
That's a nice thing.
Yes. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 for Courtland at their 39-yard line. Number 5 coming in for the Courtland Cougars, bringing in the play. Jalen Gill, 5'10", 149, a senior. Cougars break huddle, walk up to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback sets the offense, and it's a run. And the Yellow Jackets missed tackle, still on his feet. And finally taken down by number 72 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Mr. Greenhow again, Bob.
Yeah, he's been a presence because last week he was all over that football.
4th down and about 3 yards to go for Courtland, and they're going to go for it here. Gutsy call. Mark it on your score sheet there, Bob. At 8:14, Courtland went for it. And this could be the turning point in the football game rather than to kick the ball away. Cougars quarterback, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Jackets
didn't fool the Yellow Jackets, and the Yellow Jackets stop Courtland on 4th down. And they will get the ball in Courtland territory. That's the break they needed to open up this third quarter.
Absolutely. That's going to make a big difference. And if the Jackets can just drive it on down the field.
Yes. Need a couple of scores here, but they can get back into this football game. The Yellow Jackets trail by 24 points. 1st down. 10 yards to go at the Courtland 45-yard line. 2 receivers split to the far side of the field beside the quarterback. That's Davis. And a good pass over the head of the intended receiver, number 15.
Wow, he had him picked out from the beginning there, and just couldn't connect.
Chris Reeves-Williams has had 2 tonight like that. And he seems to be unable to adjust to the football. He was open.
Yeah, that was a bad break. I like the idea that they passed, but now they have to change their strategy here a little bit.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Yeah, as long as he didn't move. Wait a minute, he can take a step, but it has to be toward the sideline. That's Conaway. Conaway came out of his set position.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was run toward either sideline, and he would have been okay. But he stopped.
Yeah, they'll flag him for it, and that'll be motion penalty.
Yes. It's going to be declined by Courtland. So 3rd down and about 12 yards to go for James Monroe. 13 yards, 7:46. You can't mess around here, Bob. They need points.
Yeah, and this is where they gotta get their teeth and really make it happen.
Will they throw the ball here? And I think they should.
Yep.
3rd. I'm sorry.
Look, it looks like they got the receivers wide to do it.
3rd and 13. Davis looking, steps up, rifles a pass with the 1st down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. Perfectly thrown pass and a perfectly run route by the receiver.
Yep.
That was Johnson, wasn't it?
I was thinking it was Reeves-Williams, but Right, and of course we can't hear anything on the PA. So.
I'll let you have that one.
Okay.
Bob won. Griffin nothing.
No. I've got the binoculars. It's not fair.
Davis looking again, pumps, and he swings it a pass, and up the sideline, cuts it back inside. Nice hard running down near the 10-yard line. So that play worked. That was a safety valve, Bob.
Yeah, it was. It was good thinking by Davis because they were coming.
Yes. That was a good, smart play by Zach Davis, Bob, because not only did he look at his primary receivers,
right,
and they were covered, so he had a safety valve where he just tossed it to the flats, and a nice reception and run, and another jam first down. First and goal to go for James Monroe at the 10-yard line. Zach Davis looking, and pass that was broken up down around the 3-yard line. Intended for number 6 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Alston, the intended receiver on that play. He was covered like a glove down inside in that red zone.
Yeah, I think he was just wasn't looking for Reeves Williams there. They're probably getting the idea that he's not a bad receiver, so we could probably look at some other receivers here.
Yellow Jackets need a score in a bad way here.
Indeed they do, and it has to be 6.
Yep. Second and goal from the 10-yard line. Zach Davis, 2 running backs behind him, under center. Fumbled the ball, pitches, and a run, and that's Johnson on a carry down to about the 7 or 8-yard line.
He's wrestling with somebody on the D there for control of the football, and he was definitely down. So
James Monroe, if they got a touchdown play here, they better call it. Third and goal from the 8-yard line. 6:12 to go here in this third quarter. Time not a factor yet, but they have to score on these possessions.
Yes, and this would be a big plus if they could bust it into the end zone here.
The Yellow Jackets break huddle. Got a man to the near side of the field. 2 men to the far side. Zach dropping back, rolling to his right, looking to throw the ball. And he waits and throws it. It's a touchdown play by the Yellow Jackets. You know, he waited a long time.
He did. I didn't see the catch. Wow.
So we'll say it's an 8-yard touchdown pass from Zach Davis to who you want to give it to?
Maybe Reeves Williams, because he.
I'm thinking Johnson.
Okay.
Extra point attempt here by the Yellow Jackets. They snapped the hole. They bobbled it. He gets it up and had a stutter step, but he got it to go through.
Okay.
So the extra point is good. 5:40 to go here in this third quarter. Our score, it's Courtland 27, James Monroe 10. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Courtland High School. The Yellow Jackets on the board. There's your kick. It's going to be a short kick, fumbled, picked up 20, turns it upfield, and a couple of jam players bring them down right around the 25-yard line. Good coverage that time by JM's kickoff team.
Yep, we're going to see if this is the spark they needed and come up with a big D or big stop here on D. You know, I don't know where Katie is tonight, but we'll see if she's over there by that door.
Waiting. Yeah. 27-10, 17-point lead by the Cougars. Yellow Jackets 5:32 remaining here in this third quarter. First and 10 for the Courtland Cougars. And the Cougars and the Yellow Jackets did a much better job defensively. And that was number Gilson in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. He's got an injured JM player limping off. That's Aidan Ryan.
Yeah, it looks like he's hurt or maybe pulled a muscle or something.
Hopefully only Charlie horse.
Yeah.
I spent my full first half of play tonight killing mosquitoes.
Wow. You'd think it's gotten a little chillier, you know. You'd think that we wouldn't see them anymore, but
well, they haven't gone in for the winter yet.
Okay.
Got 'em.
But I appreciate you killing them because I hate them.
And so, who took that time out? I don't know.
No, I couldn't tell. Maybe it was Courtland. They don't keep track of that over there.
It's a timeout on the field with 5:11 to go. That was double barrel action that time.
You got yourself a little nest over there, man. Wow.
Second down and 7 yards to go. And again, oh my goodness, a couple of missed tackles. And they're just not wrapping them up. Now they're running right and finding success. It's going to be a hold against Courtland. That's why they have such good running room.
Yeah, now Courtland's starting to make some mistakes. That'll help.
And the Yellow Jackets have got to capitalize on these mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, how about our Nationals?
I know. What a shame. What a shame.
And I understand, too, that Dusty Baker is no longer manager in Washington.
Wow.
Yep. Didn't take him long for that, did it?
No. And I wonder who they got in mind to replace him. He was a good one.
He was a good one, yes. I think every manager take him to the same point of every season.
Yeah.
And penalty against Courtland, and the Yellow Jackets come up big defensively. They need a couple of more stops here, get the football in good field position, go down and score, and just like that, they're right back into this football game.
Yeah, this is making it look like that was a big turning point there.
Yes.
First stop of Courtland, then followed by a touchdown, and now the Jackets seem to be in good shape here on D.
Maybe they can sense it, Bob.
Whatever it takes on high school radar, let's take it.
Big third down play here, third, and about 19 yards to go for Courtland. Courtland Cougars at their own 15-yard line. Now we're getting a delay of game penalty against the Cougars.
Yeah, I saw that on their little clock down there, and I wondered if they'd get that one off, but they didn't.
That's going to push them back 5 yards deeper into their own territory. Okay. Back to the 10-yard line where it will be third down and about 25 yards to go for the Cougars. No, Bob, you can't give up a big play here.
No. I was going to say make them fumble, but don't tackle the football at the expense of the runner getting away.
Quarterback doesn't throw much, but if he's going to throw, you would think it's going to be here And the Cougars keep it on the ground, and the Yellow Jackets come up big defensively. Nice tackle by a couple of JM players out to the 15-yard line. They did just what we wanted them to do, Bob. We wanted them to pin them back here, make them punt, and come out of this in good field position.
Yeah, if I was this guy, I'd kind of shank this thing because JM loves to run punts back.
Punter standing at his goal line. Needs a good snap, and he gets that. Gets off a nice punt. And the Yellow Jackets on return. He fumbles the ball, and Courtland Cougars come up with it.
Oh,
my goodness.
Oh, that's so bad. That's a shame.
The coverage was so good. The ball hit the ground. That's cardinal sin number 1, Bob. For any return man, you got to come up and field the football. They let it hit the ground. Now, some discussion out there with the officials. And let's see what the call is here. Courtland, they have the football.
All right, I see holding on the Cougars.
So will they make them kick it again? See what the call is. That's a big play.
They're gonna just gonna set them back and give it to them 1st and 10.
So that's Courtland's football. 1st and 10 at the James Monroe 43-yard line. So Courtland coming up with a big break.
Yeah, it's a shame because JM had momentum going that time,
and I think the thing was, Bob, you couldn't advance it, could you?
No, that's probably true too. Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the Courtland Cougars at the James Monroe 43-yard line. 3:04 to go in this 3rd quarter. Courtland run left side. Not much over there on that left side. On the right side, rather. And the Courtland Cougars trying to advance the ball. 2nd down. And about 9 yards to go.
It's a lot to ask, but the D steps up here, and
they do it.
That'll help.
2:38 to go. 2nd and 9 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars. Yellow Jackets have got to dig in on defense. They have not gotten a turnover. And nice tackle. Boy, that looked like a horse collar from here.
Well, it did. If it wasn't a horse collar, he grabbed the mask. Let's see what they call it. Ooh.
So there's a flag on the play. Certainly hope it might be holding against Courtland.
Wow, they are making mistakes like crazy here.
Yes. That's because the Yellow Jackets are rising up, punching them in the mouth a little bit. That'll make you think twice about some things.
Yeah.
Penalty against the Courtland Cougars. They are making mistakes, Bob, but we've got to capitalize.
Yeah, we force them into throwing down and get a pick. That would be sweet justice.
Yes, it would. Holding call against the Cougars. That's going to push the ball back into Courtland territory to the 47-yard line. And it's 2nd down. And 20 yards to go for the Courtland Cougars at their own 47. Quarterback under center. Turns. It's going to throw the football, and he's going to be pulled down in his backfield for a loss of yards. Number 21 trailing on the play for the Yellow Jackets. Chase Sproul, what a game he's having tonight.
No kidding.
I know Miss Grace is happy about her grandson.
He went helmet to helmet with somebody, and I just love the look on his face.
So big play there by the Yellow Jackets. It's 3rd down and 23 yards to go. Deja vu all over again. The Yellow Jackets had them pinned back before, and now we're getting a penalty flag. Rather, it's going to be
Procedure?
Penalty against the Cougars, Bob. We got to wait and see what the call is. Yellow Jackets taking advantage here with 1:15. Board time has run out here in this third. So somebody took a timeout here. Did you have a dead ball foul?
You mean,
against?
It's hard to say because they blew that thing dead.
And then somebody took a timeout. So let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not us, because we understand this game so well. It's a communication we have with those guys in the stripes down on the field.
Mm-hmm. They need to turn their mics on and let us know something.
He says, it's not us. It's not me, Bob. 1:15 to go. Courtland with a third down and 23 from their 43-yard line. Quarterback and a run, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds in front of the Courtland bench. So the Cougars will be faced with a fourth down, and they will probably punt the ball away.
Yeah, if this was the first half, remember they had a situation about here, and they went ahead and ran it. And,
yeah. So it's fourth down and 12 yards to go, and the coach, J.C. Hall, I've known J.C. to be a pretty smart guy, Bob, so I would think he'd punt it here.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to do. And the Jackets will get it back if they don't.
This guy Boom won the last time. Gets off a nice high punt. Yellow Jackets have to be smart on a return. Here's a return. Flag coming out. It's going to be a holding call against the Yellow Jackets. They're going to bring that back, but what a return into Courtland territory. So the flag back at the 10-yard line. Probable holding called against the Yellow Jackets. Blocking it back.
All of a sudden, it's Flag City out here.
Yeah.
Both teams, a lot of desire.
Are those JM fans we can hear shouting?
Across the way, it looks like
they were upset about that flag. So they're going to push it back down inside the 15-yard line. Well, the flag is at the 10-yard line. My goodness, that's a big one. So it's at the spot of the infraction, right?
Yeah, and then half the distance. End up on the 5, I suppose.
Let's see. Ball looks to be at about the 10-yard line.
Oh, okay.
I think so. They were getting ready to, the official was getting ready to blow the whistle. But guess what? They didn't have a football. Bob, I think you're right. It's down near it. Personal foul against the Yellow Jackets, nullifying that great return. Pushing the ball back to the JM 5-yard line. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Zach Davis looking to throw the ball, and he's got to get rid of it. It might be a grounding call.
Yeah,
he had a receiver, number 2, was out there in the flat.
And maybe he'll get away with that one.
Gilson was over there in the vicinity, and no flags came out. A good no call by the referees. So Zach Davis, Bob, avoided the sack in the end zone, got rid of that football. So it's 1st and 10 to make it 2nd down and 10. But the Yellow Jackets at their 5-yard line. Got a receiver to the near side of the field. That's number 2. That's Woolridge. Brandon Woolridge. Zach Davis, the quarterback, gets the snap. And it's going to be a handoff and a run. They've got the first down. Boy, that gets him out the hole.
Yeah, you know what? The ball handling there by Davis was outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here with the
old belly series, just hiding the football. And, well, it is near trick-or-treat time.
Trick-or-treat.
So 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 27-10, Courtland. Yellow Jackets need points, and they need them bad. Zach Davis gets the snap, steps up, rifles a pass on the sideline. Another 11, 12-yard reception. And they'll move the chain on the far side.
Yeah, Zach's throwing with confidence now.
Yes.
That helps.
I mean, it looks like he's running a 2-minute drill here now.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time.
Nope. 15 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets with the 1st and 10 at that 31. Crossing pattern. And it falls incomplete. 5 seconds to go. See if Zach can take him down the field with his arm here, Bob.
Yeah, I tell you what, he is rifling that ball.
Yeah.
I think the Jackets got him. Why is he looking that way?
So 5 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 27-10, Courtland. Yellow Jackets trying to mount a comeback here. Zach Davis under center, directing traffic out there. And pitch is going to be a reverse. And the Yellow Jackets, nice block. Now you got to turn it upfield. Nice stiff arm. Up the sideline he goes, and he's going to be pulled down from behind.
All right, nice job.
What a nice play. Yellow Jackets going into their, well, bag of tricks.
Reverse, and Barnum really made that play because he hesitated, hesitated again, ran a long way. Good job.
Well, we're going to keep it right here, Bob, as we close the book on this third quarter with Courtland up 27-10, and the Yellow Jackets. What a gallant effort here now for the Yellow Jackets, trying to get back into the football game.
Yeah, they're building momentum, and I'll tell you what, it's like two different halves really making a difference here.
So the Yellow Jackets putting up 10 points tonight, and they want more. You can feel an urgency now in the Yellow Jackets out there that we didn't see in the first half of tonight's football game. So the Yellow Jackets with the football as we begin the fourth quarter here at Courtland High School.
What are the chances of Coach Rich Survey lighting them up a little bit?
Putting it light under their feet. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after a razzle-dazzle reverse called by the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets. You see how he just rode him with that football up in the line?
Yeah, he did, and that helped the success of the play.
Yes, and a nice gain down to the Courtland 45-yard line. 2nd down, 4 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Just getting underway here in the fourth quarter. 11:35 and counting down. I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn, bringing you this rival football matchup in the Battlefield District. Courtland and James Monroe. Pass up the sideline. Oh my goodness, he led him just a little bit too much. Intended for Monroe Barnum. I think he lost that football, Bob.
You mean you think he lost the lights?
Lights or something. Because he had his man beat by 5 yards. Just enough separation to come up and make the catch, but it falls incomplete. Stopping the clock with 11:19 to go. The receivers are open.
Yeah, and not to ride Zach too much, but he had right much on that football, and it might have been better just to let it drift a little bit. What have we got here?
So Penalty against the Courtland Cougars. Don't know what that was all about. We'll take it.
Yeah, first down.
First down for the Yellow Jackets at the Cougars, 29-yard line. You got a receiver to the near side of the field. Zach Davis gets the snap, looking, rolling to his right, kind of sidearms it with the reception. And the catch should be made inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards.
Threw that one side of him,
He did. It looked like old Kenny Stabler with that one. People are saying, young people are saying, who in the world is Kenny Stabler? These are people that invented football.
Yeah, that's right.
Second down and 9 yards to go. That was a mix-up on the route.
Yeah, because he had a spot he threw to there, and
you had a receiver. Zach threw an out, and the receiver went in.
Yeah, that's
and
not a good
guess
thing.
What? It was 2 defenders out there too, Bob, that could have picked it off.
Yeah, right. I think they were just surprised it came over there.
Well, it's 2-down territory here for the Yellow Jackets. Third down and 9 yards to go. Ball at the Courtland Cougar, we'll say 29-yard line. So if they don't pick up the first down here, Bob, you can bet they're going to go for it on fourth down. 10:37 to go. The clock will start at the snap of the football. Zach Davis, the quarterback, gets a snap, backs up about 4 steps, going to be flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to throw it. It was deflected, and it goes out of bounds. Now the flag comes out. I thought a defender hit that football.
So they're going to call it intentional
Grounding.
Grounding.
Now, I thought a defender from Courtland redirected that football by hitting it. Now it's going to be intentional grounding. And not only is that a penalty, but it's a loss of down, too.
Ouch. So it's going to make it fourth and long.
Yes. I still like to see those jet sweeps and stuff, and little dink and dunks in the flat. Let some of these speedsters go one-on-one with some of these defenders and see who can win.
Yeah, a little short out, and then you're absolutely right.
Certainly not questioning the play calling by the Yellow Jackets, but just take one of our plays. So fourth down. There's your punt. It's going to be angled out of bounds on the far side. So Courtland getting the ball back with 10:21. That's a series the Yellow Jackets wish they could have back.
It is. They had the momentum, and they just kind of dropped it. Well, maybe they could get a breakdown here on Courtland. They haven't set the ball down yet, so.
And Cougars have not fumbled the football, Bob.
Right. So.
And we're pretty good at predicting that, so we'll do a fumble about now.
Yeah, we're on a fumble alert.
10:21 to go here in this fourth quarter. 27-10, Courtland. And the Cougars will do everything they can, Bob, to not fumble the football, to protect it deep in their own territory. First at 10 yards to go. And that's a run, and not much going on there.
Oh, I tell you what, I got to hand the D there, because I was playing the guy that was coming out in the open there as having the ball.
Yes.
So thank goodness.
Conaway in on a stop for the Yellow Jackets. Been in on a lot of stops tonight. Charlie Fried at third. Charlie, I think the initial report I got earlier that he was going to also play offense too.
Oh my goodness!
And defense. So Charlie is going to take a long shower tonight after the game.
A little bit sore, might.
Yep. So Gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8 facing the Cougars. Cougars keeping the ball on the ground into the secondary, making people miss. He might go. It's a foot race at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5 into the end zone. Touchdown. Well, that's the straw that broke the camel's back, Bob.
Absolutely. Number 2.
What did he say, 85 yards?
Yeah, 85 yards by number 2.
Zen White. 5'10", 187 junior. And that had to be the final nail in the coffin. 33-10, 23-point lead. Could be 24 with a converted extra point here. The snap to hold, the kick gets up, line drive kick. It's ugly and it's no good. So timeout on the field with 9:16 to go in this fourth quarter. It's Courtland 33, James Monroe 10. We got a flag on the play. Hold the phone here a minute. Let's see who that is against. So a flag on the play on that extra point attempt. Trying to see if they're going to re-kick it here.
They say rough.
JM with a personal foul, so that penalty will probably be assessed on the kickoff. And Courtland will have another shot at this extra point, or will they go for 2? They're going to go for 2 here. JC is saying, I'll get you. Is that a 2-point conversion? Yes. 2-point conversion is good. 35-10. Our score with 9:16 to go in this football game. Yellow Jackets beat up on Courtland like this last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. And, it's a shame because it looked like the momentum was switching, and that big play, 85 yards. Hard to beat that.
Special teams play kind of let the Yellow Jackets down. It was a punt return that did them in. 9:16 to go in this fourth quarter. 35-10 our score. Yellow Jackets, they don't know what hit them, Bob.
No, I just hope they can just mount one more drive just for their own good.
Yeah. So the Cougars, folks here in Spotsylvania, Bob, have had a up and down season, as far as their Cougars. And I mean, they started off 0-3, and their season really looked dismal. But they've rallied and come back and have put together a winning streak. Yellow Jackets on return and still on his feet out across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Let's see if they can work a little magic here and get on down the field. It's got to be awfully disappointing, a long run like that.
So 1st and 10 yards to go for our JM Yellow Jackets at the 40-yard line. Courtland in the driver's seat now, leading by 25 points. Yellow Jackets have scored bunches here now, Bob.
Yeah, it's a shame because, each team has a touchdown here. It should be a tie football game.
Yellow Jacket, that pass was deflected, knocked up in the air, and Zach might have come down with his, yes he did.
With his own pass.
Yep.
Oops, there goes the flag.
And they're pointing toward Courtland.
Somebody had something to say out there, didn't they?
And so that flag was thrown right out there quickly. So what happened on that play, Zach Davis threw a pass. It was deflected by a Courtland player, went up in the air. Zach came down with it and advanced the ball into Courtland territory. Something happened after that where it's going to be a personal foul against the Cougars.
He pointed to JM when he did the...
So in the paper tomorrow, you will see that not only has he thrown a number of passes, but it's going to say he threw one to himself.
Right. That counts as a completion or not?
Yeah,
okay,
it was a completion. Here we go, as long as somebody else touched it in between. Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Zach is looking, rolling to his right. You got to get rid of it, dumps it off, wide open at the 20, 15, steps out of bounds. Number 3, Omari Barnum with the reception. Smart enough to get out of bounds, stopping the clock, 8:47 to go. So Yellow Jackets get the ball into Courtland territory, down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. See if we're getting some new players in there for James Monroe. Zach Davis with 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Watch your crossing pattern, then the flag comes out. Is that going to be a delay of game? Yes.
Come on, Jackets.
Why don't all stadiums have that clock, play clock, Bob? There was a couple of places we've been where they have the 25-second play clock. And it's great for both teams and the fans to have them.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's not required at most stadiums to have that clock.
Yeah, I think we've seen two stadiums. I remember Charlottesville had it. And,
yes.
And Courtland has it. Yeah.
You can look right up and see how much time you got left. Zach Davis is looking, fakes, gets rid of it, and through the arms of the intended receiver.
Zach's having people hanging all off him, making these passes.
Having a tough night tonight.
Yeah, well, it helps when the defense knows they're going to be throwing.
Incomplete pass, and that's going to be 2nd down, and about 13 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball at the Courtland 22-yard line. You got 2 receivers to the near and far side of the field. 1 man in motions, draw play. That's number 23, Johnson on the carry. 24 rather. Johnson on the carry.
Yeah, a nice draw play. I think they needed that call there.
And we haven't seen that much tonight.
Right.
Haven't seen Johnson running the ball much tonight too. Well, they ran him a couple of times, and that Courtland defense has been extremely stout tonight.
Yeah.
8:08 to go here in this 4th quarter. 3rd and 8. Zach pumping, throws it across his body, and it's nearly intercepted, fell incomplete in the end zone.
Yeah, I just want to see Zach when he goes rolling to the left there, plant that rear foot.
Flag on the play. Let's see if it's against the Yellow Jackets. When they score out here, they shoot the cannon. And the cannon is located in, I would guess, what's that called, the east end zone?
You got me. The sun's not out.
I think it's the east. Okay. Sun would set to our west.
Right. Okay.
So that's the east end zone. When that guy scored that 85-yard touchdown run, and he was like at the 5-yard line,
that thing went off.
He shot the cannon.
Got excited and pulled the rope.
Yeah. Zach Davis across the middle with the catch and almost slipped the tackler. Could have scored on that play. Nice tall target, number 2, Gilson, on the reception.
Yeah, he's been out there for the Jackets tonight.
So it's 4th down here, 4th and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the 17-yard line of Courtland. 7:25. The Yellow Jackets going to go for a field goal here. That's going to be 25, 24, 34-yard field goal. Hernandez snapped the hold. The kick by Hernandez is up, and it is good.
Yeah, he's been putting out tonight.
Yes. And the Yellow Jackets, I like that because they came away with points.
Yep.
How long did I say that was, Bob? 37?
Was it 37? Okay. We're going to call it that.
I think it was 37. Timeout on the field, 7:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Yellow Jackets down by 22 points in this football game. Hernandez, 2 long field goals tonight, one 37, the other 42 yards. And that's pretty much the scoring for James Monroe tonight.
Yeah.
Other than one lone touchdown. Bob, have you enjoyed this weather?
Yeah, I really have. I'm glad it's taken a little cooler turn.
Yes.
Because October started off a little warm.
And let's see, next weekend, the weekend of the Easton View game, Yellow Jackets kicking off. Nice high punt taken inside the 10. On a return for the Courtland Cougars. Yellow Jackets trying to get that ball out of there, Bob.
Yeah.
But this weekend, when Easton View will go back to Morris Stadium, I think the daytime temperature is only around 62.
Ooh, okay.
So we might have to bring out the fur coats.
Yeah, that's right. I'll go see if I can find my ski jacket.
You can wear what you want. I'm going to wear my rabbit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a rabbit.
What was that fur that you had on the other day?
Wolverine. I don't know.
There you go.
6:57 to go here in this 4th quarter. 35-13 Cougars with the football. And the Yellow Jackets are going to be fighting to get that football. Got to wrap them up, and then some of those other folks coming up will certainly play the ball. But the initial man has to make sure he makes the tackle.
Yeah, that was Chris Coghill made that initial hit, and then got a little help bringing him down.
Gain of 2 yards on that running play, setting up a 2nd and 8 for Courtland. Cougars at their 22-yard line. Cougars again, and there's that hole. This guy, you got to have patience on that play because that hole is there, but that running back has to wait. And then when he sees that daylight, it's a burst of speed, and they've had success running that tonight. And another Courtland first down.
It just seems like the defense, makes a couple good plays, and then boom, they bust one.
Yep. 6:11 to go, 4th quarter. Courtland, all they want to do now, Bob, is just control the football and the clock. And they can get out of Dodge here with a big win over rival James Monroe. A run around the right side. Good defense by the Yellow Jackets. That's the way you play that wing team.
Yep. Get in there and make them give it up. That was Conaway, I think, making that initial hit.
Leg cramps, injured Courtland player, flat on his back. Next Friday night, we're back at Monroe Stadium. Always good to go home. Eastern View Cyclones coming to town.
Yeah, did you say the week after that they play Caroline? Is that home or away?
That's a home game. So
Hallelujah.
we got two home games up there. Why, you had something? Go ahead.
I didn't. Nothing against that press box, but I tell you what, I have not enjoyed my time in the press box.
We've had bad experiences going down to Carolina. Yes, we've had power failures and cyclones and everything down there. No, they're coming to Monroe Stadium. And that should, even if the Yellow Jackets, you never say this, but the expectations for the Yellow Jackets to win next Friday, it's going to be real tough.
Yeah,
real hard.
That's an uphill one there.
But a home win against Caroline should solidify a spot in the playoffs. And like I said, it depends on what happens between now and then, whether the Yellow Jackets can host a playoff game. So it's not all lost by a loss here tonight against Courtland, because they will never see each other again in the playoffs.
Right.
Second out of 9 yards to go, and missed tackle and hurdling over JM players out across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Wow, he's had a big night tonight, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Courtland Cougars with that running attack that we've seen for so many years. And I think the Yellow Jackets have, what, 4 state championships?
4 state championships, yeah.
And the Cougars have the same thing. Don't they have 4?
Either 3 or 4, yeah.
And, of course, Tim Coleman and Spotsylvania, they have 2.
Yeah.
But Tim was involved in what, 6?
Right. He's been near them.
4 here at Courtland and 2 at Spotsylvania. Oh, you can give him another one too. Missed tackles.
Oh, come on, guys.
Fredericksburg Christian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He knows how to put together a winning team, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And while we were chatting, Courtland is tacking on more yards to that ground game tonight. 4:52 and counting down here in this fourth quarter. 35-13, Cougars looking for more here. There's no love lost between these two schools.
No, indeed. They keep going right at each other, don't they?
1st and 10 at the JM 30-yard line. Yellow Jacket players are getting scared. Are getting tired, rather.
Yeah.
Not scared, I'm sorry.
They've been down in the trenches for a long time.
Yep.
And
gain of about 4.
Zen White, he's everything they said he was.
Good ball player.
Yep.
And once again, J.C. Hall. I remember when J.C. was playing ball out here.
Yeah, that's going on back.
Yeah, we went down to Chester, Virginia. L.C. Bird, I think it was. And J.C. was quarterback, and they beat L.C. Bird in a playoff game years ago. And the Yellow Jackets come up, nice defensive play. And we saw Paul Neal coming in tonight at the stadium. Of course, Paul Neal coached at James Monroe, and he was an assistant coach here at Courtland High School. Oh, West Virginia guy, isn't he?
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. Loves to hunt and fish. Third and about 4 yards to go for Courtland.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Guys, come on.
Oh, he's going to score. Look at that block down on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, mercy.
Yep. So the Courtland Cougars score again. I don't know how long that was, Bob.
Yeah, I wasn't paying much attention.
I was running my mouth.
Do they have a ball on? Is that the 20, 25? Want to call it the 25? Yeah, and that was the quarterback, right?
Yep. Extra point attempt here for the Cougars. They have not had much success with these extra points. And that was low line drive kick that was blocked at the line of scrimmage. No good. Timeout on the field, 2:59 to go in this football game. It's Courtland 41, James Monroe 13, and the Cougars are doing pretty much what they want to do with the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Yeah, it's a shame because the second half started good for the Jackets and looked like they might have been coming back, and they got a couple bad breaks and wasn't to be.
It's kind of hard to believe the up and down season they've had, isn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we are certainly spoiled.
I know, aren't we?
From being a part of James Monroe High School football, where year after year they have had great teams and always make the playoffs. And then when we run into a season like this where they struggle a bit, and we wonder what's wrong. You know?
Yeah, we there's no question we've been spoiled since 2002. It's been a nice ride, hasn't it?
Yes, and what a wonderful group of young men out there on the field.
Yeah,
and they are giving their all, and just some nights it's just not good enough. As you kick along the ground, they've been kicking them like that all night long to the Yellow Jackets. And on a return, out near midfield. Well, they're going to spot it at the James Monroe 48-yard line. 2:51 remaining in this football game. Well, the bragging rights remain in Spotsylvania this year.
Yep.
Some parts of Spotsy.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. There you go.
Yeah, when you go toward Louisa, down to Lake Anna, they have no bragging rights down there.
No.
That's a result of last week, right?
Yeah. No kidding.
But on this end of town, the county rather, Cougars have the bragging rights, 1st and 10 for James Monroe. And a pass, and it could have been picked off. The receiver never turned around.
No. And Courtland guy just kind of sat down and didn't get his hands on it. It would have been a shame if he did.
Yep. The Yellow Jackets are looking for some respectability here. 2:45 to go, 41-13 our score. And the Yellow Jackets, they want a touchdown here, Bob.
Yeah. I'm going to give that last touchdown to Gill, number 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a flag coming out. He had 2 men moving at the same time in that. So illegal motion penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
A lot of flags in the second half.
Yes. It was like these officials weren't being recognized. They were being overlooked. I said illegal motion penalty against the Yellow Jackets, but it's a penalty against Courtland, Bob. Unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Cougars.
Okay. I don't get it because I thought I saw the motion. And,
I did too.
All right, so Hey, we're going to take it right here and run like a lizard.
First and 10 for James Monroe. And Zach Davis.
Watch it, Zach. Ouch. That was a horse collar.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He took a shot there. Very vulnerable, the position he was in. He had his arm up to throw that football, and he was kind of blindsided by an oncoming tackler, Bob, and he hit him right up under that armpit. And Zach got right up. He's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
But a good hard hit by a Courtland player. No harm, no foul.
Ouch. As a former quarterback, I can feel that all the way up here.
You got ribs hurting now, aren't you, Bob?
Yeah, just
watching it.
Yeah, no kidding. I could feel those lumps in there. Oh, man.
Second down and 13 yards to go for James Monroe at the Courtland 42-yard line. Zach looking, and he lobs it up there, and the receiver went up top to try to get it. Jump ball situation, and it falls incomplete.
Actually, I think the Jackets got a new man in at quarterback, number 8.
Let's see.
Jack Hardy.
Jack Hardy at 6'1", 10th grader. So Hardy's in there now. Hardy threw a nice ball the last time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a run.
Play.
Johnson, A.J. Johnson. Johnson up the sideline. Look at his speed and knocked out of bounds on the far side.
Nice run, Mike.
Yep. Minute 30 remaining in this football game. 41-13. It's Courtland Yellow Jackets desperately trying to put a touchdown on the board here. So they moved the chain on the far side. The Yellow Jackets with a 1st and 10 from about the 16-yard line.
Push it on in, guys. Push it on in.
Yep, make it respectable.
Yep. Playing from
New
back.
quarterback. I think he's going to run it. He should have been a penalty on the play because, you know, he went down.
Yeah.
He slid. Wasn't a head first slide, so any contact should have been a penalty, but
I think they put
I'm wishing and hoping. I thought that should have been at least 25, 30-yard penalty.
right on into the end zone.
That's right. Second down and about 7 yards to go for James Monroe. New quarterback. Quarterback's looking, and he has a man. And a nice run into the end zone, touchdown.
That was Davis that threw that ball.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was about 17 yard, 16 yard.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the receiver. Who was it?
Jack Hardy, quarterback, with the reception. And I think it was number 15. I hope it was Chris Reeves-Williams. He's been involved in a lot of plays tonight. He should be rewarded with a touchdown catch.
Okay. How many yards was it? 18?
I'm thinking 17. Kick extra point is up, and it is good. Time out on the field, 45 seconds remaining in this football game. Courtland 41, James Monroe 20. Yellow Jackets just could not get it together tonight.
Hey,
but if these two teams play again tomorrow, they had a completely different outcome.
It's very possible because the Jackets got off to a bad start, but in the second half they were showing some promise. In fact, the score would have been even.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets, do you do an onside kick here? I would.
Yeah, why not? Pretend like you're still trying.
Yep. Don't throw in the towel yet. These kids are saying, you come down here.
Yeah, right.
Easy for you to say.
Right.
So a couple of bright spots tonight for the Yellow Jackets. 2 bright spots to be exact. place kicker, Hernandez.
Yeah.
Done a great job. Let's see if he kicks it in the end zone, or will he go with the onside kick. He's going to kick it away. Taking at about the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, out to about the 38-yard line. 36 seconds remaining in this football game.
Yeah, let's see if the starters are coming out of there now.
You know, in a regular season, Bob, I mean, these teams really don't have that much love for each other.
Right.
And you could be 0-9. And if you beat Courtland or James Monroe, one of these two teams beat each other. That's pretty much made their season.
It has.
So, Cougars regaining the bragging rights tonight in this rivalry between two powerhouse football programs. That's going to do it. Cougars will not have to snap it again. 12 seconds and counting down here in this fourth quarter. Congratulations to the Courtland Cougars. A big win tonight over the James Monroe Yellow Jackets. 41-20 our final score, and there's the cannon. And we'll be back, and Bob will wrap it up and put a bow on it coming up right after this timeout.
Pick up any trash around your seating area. Thanks again for coming out tonight. Please drive home safely. Thank you.
Welcome back to Courtland High School. Final score 41-20. The Courtland Cougars manhandled the Yellow Jackets tonight. Yellow Jackets just couldn't get anything going in the first half of tonight's football game. Tried a valiant effort in the second half, but still coming up short by 21 points. And here's Bob Blackburn with tonight's highlights and lowlights of tonight's game.
Well,
take it away, Bob.
61 points scored in the game tonight. I tell you what, there was no lack of offense, but JM couldn't get rolling when they needed to. Courtland scored the first two touchdowns in the first quarter. 6:26 on a 4-yard TD run by Lynch. Point after was good. They took a 7-0 lead with 40 seconds left in the first quarter on a 15-yard TD run by Lewis. They came in with the extra point to make it 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Didn't wait long in the second quarter. 10:02, the Cougars came back with a 77-yard TD pass from Lynch to Gill. The point after was good there, made it 21-0 Courtland before JM got on the board at 7:49 on a 42-yard field goal by Hernandez. It was 21-3, and at 2:20 the Cougars were back with an 11-yard TD run by White. Point after no good. 27-3 was the score at halftime. JM came back and looked mighty promising. At 5:40 in the third quarter, they scored the only touchdown of the third quarter on an 8-yard TD pass from Davis to Johnson. And the point after was good there, and it made it 27-10. But then Courtland came right back at 9:16 on an 85-yard TD run by White. Point after for 2 points was good, and that made it 35-10. JM struck back at 7:05 on a 37-yard field goal by Hernandez, 35-13 Courtland, but then Courtland scored again at 2:59 on a 26-yard run by Gill. Point after no good, 41-13 there. And so JM scored one more time at 48.2 seconds. Trying to make it look good. 17-yard pass from Davis to Williams, but the point after was good, and it made the final score Courtland 41 and James Monroe 20. So the Cougars have come home and done a job on the Jackets, but Jackets will be back and still got a chance to make good for the season.
That's right. Thank you, Bob. Final score 41-20. The Yellow Jackets just did not have the steam tonight to play with this Courtland team. Courtland ran that wing T formation to perfection, and it worked for them. They scored, dominated first half of play. Yellow Jackets tried to make a run here in the second half, coming up 21 points short. But Miguel Hernandez for the Yellow Jackets, 2 long field goals. Big highlights for the Yellow Jackets tonight. On the scoring side, he had a 42 and a 37-yard field goal. You don't hear that too much from high school kickers, but the Yellow Jackets have been blessed for many years with great running backs and great kickers, and Hernandez is on that list as a great kicker for James Monroe High School. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here at Courtland High School. Next Friday night, we'll be back at the friendly confines of Morris Stadium as the Eastern View Cyclones come to town to take on your James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Once again, that final score from Courtland High School, Cougars down the Yellow Jackets by the score of 41-20. So for Bob Blackburn, Jim Chandler, I'm Herman Kay saying so long from Courtland High School.